Hey there, YouTubers. Brady here. It's time for Good Packer Nation morning, and it's the morning after a big Packer win in the huge rivalry against the Bears. So the day after a game, we do what we always do. We do Love It or Leave It on the show, and we're also going to talk about the predictions that we made for this game and whether they were correct or not. A lot of shout-outs going out, a lot of love in Packer Nation right now. Good day. It's a good show. Weekend's coming. Enjoy it. Good Packer Nation morning. Good Packer Nation morning, everybody. All right, we are coming off a big win against the Bears, 26-10. We did our predictions. My voice is hoarse today because I was yelling a little bit late into the night for some reason last night. But the Packers got an important win, and this was probably the grittiest and guttiest performance I've seen in a long time, especially by the Packers offense, having been decimated with injuries, to be quite honest. So we're going to talk a little bit about that, do some love it or leave it, because it is the day after game day. We usually do that on Mondays, but let me know who you are, where you're coming at me from, and I will give you a shout out right now. I see Sean is here, Trent is back, Jared is here, Oscar, Hector, and Trevor are also back as well. Good to see you guys. Hope you're having a good day. It's Friday, right? Jonathan, Annette, Rudy, sorry, I almost said Judy. I apologize for that, Rudy, because that's a gender bender. Nate is here, Jordan is here, Jackie, and Lance. Yeah, it's Friday, guys, and it's Friday after a Packer win. So put me up a heart or thumb me up, whatever you got. You know, hit that button if you're not driving right now. Emoji me your feelings right now. Jacob is here, Alex, Dan, Nate, Bryce, and Lauren from Florida. Good to see you, Lauren. Yeah, Packers pulled off a big win, and like I said, I have to say, it wasn't a perfect offensive performance, but it was probably, and put a heart up for this one if you think this was about the gutsiest offensive performance, because we brought in Niall Davis. He hardly saw the field. How about, we're going to do it and love it or leave it. You know this is coming, but how about Ty Montgomery, for crying out loud? We'll do the stats in a minute. Man. Lacy goes out. We bring in emergency back. He gets 2 days to learn the offense. He's not going to do much. And we go ahead and find a way. Ty Montgomery running for 60 yards and a long of 30, for crying out loud. Hector is mentioning big test next week, and we're going to probably talk about that tomorrow. For right now, I am going to revel in two facts. One is we got another W. Well, actually, three facts. One is we got another W. The second one is we got a win against a division rival who is, the longest standing active rivalry in the NFL. But then third, we get a little extra rest, and that is going to be extremely important because bye week has already passed by, and then as soon as we came back, needing the bye, our defense was messed up with injuries. We come back from the bye, and then our offense gets hit. And this is just looking really, really bad right now. So we do need those extra days. Oscar is mentioning Adams did great. All right, yeah, go ahead. Throw up your heroes and zeros, whatever you want right now. That is exactly right. While we play our post-game show called Love It or Leave It. On Love It or Leave It, I ask you a few questions, and you tell me, you emoji me your response by saying you love it, which is obviously the heart, or you would leave it, which is the angry face, okay? And obviously, I think this is going to be a little more positive one than last time. But yeah, let me just go through this right now. Let's play some Love It or Leave It. And keep in mind, if you do say leave it, sometimes I try to put you in like difficult situations with Love It or Leave It. But I don't think there's much. This is maybe more of a love it list that I've got today. But at any rate, if you say leave it, it doesn't mean you hate the Packers. Nobody needs to get on you or anything like that. Trent says the DBs played well. Anybody got a heart out there for my boy Ladarius Gunter right now, who followed Alshon Jeffrey around all night? Does anybody have a heart out there? Andy, my buddy Andy, says Ty, Cobb, and A-Rod. That is the trifecta, I think, at that point. Yeah, exactly, especially for the offense. And we're going to talk about that in just a minute. Those guys might show up on Love It or Leave It today, folks. But yeah, Ladarius Gunter is turning into he's going to be called upon. We know that now with Shields on IR. And he, up to this point, he has really responded. We saw Randall and Rollins both sort of take a bit of a step back. In the second year, you're kind of hoping these guys take a step forward. That really wasn't the case. Jared is giving some props for Blake Martinez right now, which I agree with. First NFL reception. Way to go, Blake. But yeah, we are going to need Ladarius Gunter down the stretch. Now, I'm kind of in a wait and see approach. We've got the Falcons coming up, right? I'm trying not to talk about that just yet today. But again, of course, like we said, like was mentioned earlier, that's going to be a big time matchup. All right, let's play Love It or Leave It, guys, because it's the day after game day. Love it or leave it. Mike McCarthy's play call. We've got 4th and goal on the 1 yard line, and there's nothing. We stack Jordy Nelson and Randall Cobb on the left, and we run up the middle with Ty Montgomery. Love it or leave it. What do you think on that? We get nothing on that. We get no points. It's 4th and 1 with goal to go. Yeah, I see a lot of leave it's on that. I'm going to say I know what they were trying to do. Here's the problem. They thought that they were going to be tricky, and that they thought, yes, the defense is not ever going to think we're going to maybe we'll play action Ty Montgomery, but we are certainly not going to hand it to him up the gut. The problem with that play was it wasn't even blocked up. Did you see that? Give me a thumbs up if you noticed the fact that we didn't even block up that play. And Ty Montgomery did a fantastic job. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But Ty Montgomery is no Eddie Lacy. He's no Aaron Ripkowski. We didn't even block up that play, and we run Ty Montgomery up the middle without any smoke, without any mirrors. We're just going to bust it up the gut, and Ty Montgomery is going to... I have to give Ty Montgomery credit for getting to the half-yard line. I said my description of that play call was this was the worst play call we have made yet this year. So, love it or leave it, Mike McCarthy's play call, 4th and goal. We're going to run up the middle with Ty Montgomery, all right? Love it or leave it. Mason Crosby kicks a field goal in like the first quarter in this game, and just this one we have to think about and discuss a little bit for love it or leave it. Mason Crosby kicks a field goal, and this longest standing rivalry in the NFL, points-wise, is tied up all time. 3,247 to 3,247. With all the great players, with all the legendary coaches, all the amazing plays that have been played through time, Packers versus the Bears. In this game last night, we watched points-wise this all-time series get tied up. 3,247 to 3,247. Guys, I had to pause at that point. When they threw that graphic up, it really struck me. And you can wow that one. That's a good one. It's love it or leave it, but you can wow that today. Because that was freaking unbelievable just to think about how over all the years and all the almost 200 games that we've played, that we tied up. Dan is saying mind blown, and I completely agree. It was such, I think the thing about it was nobody saw that stat coming. I was so glad that they popped that up in a graphic, because who knew, right? Who knew? And then they pop it up and you look, and then you stop and think about it. Maybe you haven't thought about it up to this point. But who knew? 32-47 to 32-47 all time, and the Packers went ahead and won this one. So we get to bank another one. We are now one away from tying it up all time. What a testament to the greatness and the history of the NFL. Stuff like this just boggles my mind, I must say. But yeah, love it or leave it. And so go ahead, throw your heart up for that one, because nobody should say leave it on that one. And obviously I think you all agree with me on that. But throw a heart up for the Packers tying up the all-time score in this rivalry, 32-47 to 32-47. I just thought that was incredible. I mean, 3,000 points go under the bridge. And last night we ended up We ended up tied. Unbelievable. All right, I thought that was just amazing, to be quite honest. All right, love it or leave it, guys. And this is a very specific one. Love it or leave it. Aaron Rodgers with 18 pass attempts in the first quarter alone. Love it or leave it. 18 pass attempts, first quarter alone. Hey there, Pablo. How you doing? Ryan says love it. Yeah, love it. Aaron Rodgers with 18 pass attempts in the first quarter alone. We kind of knew that going into this game, what we were going to have to do, it would rest, and I said this, on the arm and the shoulder of Aaron Rodgers. 18 pass attempts. I think what hit us all, or took us all by surprise, was, Ty Montgomery being able to run effectively out of the backfield and run regularly out of the backfield with 60 yards in this game. I don't think anyone would have predicted that necessarily, but we did know that we were going to have to rely on Aaron Rodgers' arm. However, is this something we want to carry forward? Because my game plan was you're going to need to slow it down and win the time of possession, but they went out there and they did some hurry up. Maybe a little slow. They did some hurry up, and that's what Aaron Rodgers likes. And if we can make Aaron Rodgers happy, that's probably a good thing. But we also saw Aaron Rodgers doing the point and the angry stuff in the first half as well. So the first half, love it or leave it. Here's the next one. Love it or leave it. The first half of offense in this game. Love it or leave it. The first half of offense. We had, Davis fumble the ball on the return, and we had, again, what looked a lot like the same offense we've seen for a while. Love it or leave it. The first half, we were only able to put up, 6 points in the first half? We did most of our scoring in the second half of this game, so love it or leave it, guys. All right. Love it or leave it, folks. The receiver's ability to get separation against this Bears defense that is banged up, to say the least. Love it or leave it, the receiver's ability to get separation in this game, in which we're playing a Bears team that is, their defense is not, they're not elite by any stretch of the imagination. Love it or leave it, Packers receivers' ability to get separation in this game. The first half, to me, it looked like Aaron Rodgers. It looked like you could see we were right on this fine line between where the receivers couldn't get enough separation, and because the receivers couldn't get enough separation, Aaron Rodgers was afraid to get the ball out before the break. We were right on that line. You could see it. And the first half was not an extremely successful half. The way this game ended was kind of made up for a multitude of sins, I think, in some regards. All right. Love it or leave it. Jordy Nelson, 1 catch for 9 yards. Now, remember, he had the huge pass interference call on him. That was big and probably would have been a touchdown. Excuse me. He also had the play to the outside, that he almost caught, but his 1 catch was the 4th down conversion. So love it or leave it, Jordy Nelson, 1 catch for 9 yards in this game. I see some crying out there. Adam says leave it. Ron says he's done. Are you talking about Jordy? He's done? That's an interesting point. Interesting point. Jordy needs to step up. I don't understand. Hate it. Okay, Ryan, apparently Ryan, we need to talk to Facebook, Ryan, so we can get a hate it in there, but I guess the best thing you can do is just hit that angry face button, and we'll call it. Maybe we could change the name of the show, or the name of the game, to Love It or Hate It. All right, love it or leave it, guys. 3 receivers with 10 or more catches in this game. That's a record. We were breaking some Packer records last night. And remember, did we not talk about this? How successful this offense is when Aaron Rodgers distributes the ball to multiple receivers. We are a devastating offense. Love it or leave it, 3 receivers with 10 or more catches in this game. And I know who you all are gonna. Tom says Jordy's not himself. Here's one that I think you guys might appreciate. Love it or leave it, Davante Adams. 13 catches for 132 yards. He's averaging over 10 yards a catch in this game. Excuse me again. And he ties Don Hutson for the catch count in this game. Love it or leave it, Davante Adams right now, who has been a guy that we've needed to count on. We know we'll need to count on more. We also know this, okay? We go back to Jordy with the one catch. We know teams are focusing on Jordy Nelson. And what that tells me, and I've said this from the beginning, our receiver, our receiver core is as good as our third receiver, and Davante Adams has the skills to be very good. The problem was he would get the dropsies all the time. He did not have the dropsies last night. 13 catches, 132 yards. Add to that 2 touchdowns. Love it or leave Davante Adams right now. I think he deserves a little love right now. We as Packer fans are very tough on our guys when they don't perform. And so we need to step up and we need to give them mad props. And when you have a 13 reception, 132 yard game with 2 touchdowns, I think it's time to get some mad props for Davante Adams. Keep it up, man. You did a fantastic job. It's not going to get easier for you right now, but he did a fantastic job in this game. All right. Love it. I'm going to throw one up here that I didn't write down, but love it or leave it. Randall Cobb. He had all the catches, but what about the 2 drops? He had the drop that was kind of busted up in the end zone. Actually, I've got to say that was a pretty good defensive play, but then he had the other touchdown that he didn't drag his second foot. So love it or leave it. Randall Cobb right now. Is he playing great, or did he let us down? What's the story? Love it or leave it, guys. I think I got one more. I got 2 more. I want to see the love it or leave it on Randall Cobb right now because I'm really interested, actually. I still love the guy. I love the guy no matter what. And obviously, like we've said, just because you say leave it for one game, it doesn't mean that we're, off anybody's bandwagon or we're not good fans or whatever. All right, 2 more to go. This is the one you've been waiting for. Love it or leave it. Ty Montgomery, 9 carries for 60 yards and a long of 30 as a wide receiver. That's on the ground. 10 catches for 66 yards in the air. MVP, I mean, you've got to either give Davante Adams, I mean, I guess you could give it to Aaron Rodgers as well, but you got to think Davante Adams or Ty Montgomery as game ball recipients in this one. And it's a tough choice for me because, you look at Davante Adams had the 2 touchdowns, so I'm probably going to have to give it to him. But then, look, I mean, seriously, guys, seriously. We went into this game, the Bears knew all they would have to do is stop the pass in this game. We're going to have to pass. However, and of course, we're going to look at that and we're going to probably understand that the Bears defense did not respect Ty Montgomery and stack the box. We know that. But still, Ty Montgomery, Jared's going with Ty. Bonnie is going with Ty. All right, roll it up. Which one? Is it Davante Adams or is Ty Montgomery your most valuable player in this game? Who gets the game ball for you? I will try to read some of those out. But I thought Ty Montgomery's performance was absolutely phenomenal. For my part, when you put 2 touchdowns on the board, that is 14 points. Points win games. I have to go with Davante Adams. I just don't have any choice. I cannot say enough at the same time for the performance of Ty Montgomery in this game. And if you saw the post-game locker room interview, he is having so much fun. He was so happy. And he talked about what a long and difficult journey it was coming back from his ankle injury last year and how good it felt to contribute in this game. All right, we've got Jared says Blake. Okay, all right, that's cool. Chris says Adams. We got Ty. Ryan says Ty. This is, Chris says try, but I'm sure that means Ty. We got Adams. Man, this is a great, all right. I'm going to have to do this in a little different way because this is becoming a fantastic poll. All right, what we're going to have to do is, I got to figure a way to do this. If you think Davante Adams was the MVP, I want you to give me a thumbs up. If you think it was Ty Montgomery, give me the heart right now. Let's roll this up as a Packer Nation poll right now. Davante Adams gets the thumbs up. Ty Montgomery gets the heart for MVP, game ball, whatever you want to call it in this game. I am very interested to see how that goes because I am watching the comments come up, and this is a close one, folks. I am seeing Adams. We got some enthusiastic thumbs up going on right now. 2 enthusiastic thumbs up, dude. But a lot of love out there for Ty Montgomery as well. But what a great offensive performance by both of these guys. I love that we can do it this way because it's very visual and it's very interesting to see what you guys think in this manner. All right. I got one more, okay? And this one, it's a love it or leave it, remember, okay? Because it's a little bit negative in a sense, and I'm not the kind of guy that likes to revel in other people's injuries, except when I'm writing humor. Then, of course, I revel in other people's injuries because I'm writing humor, but love it or leave it, guys. Clay Matthews and Julius Peppers in their Color Rush uniforms making a Wonder Bread sandwich out of Brian Hoyer, and he ends up, it was completely legal. He breaks his arm, and that was on him going to the ground, so there was nothing, there was no foul play, but love it or leave it, Clay and Pep with a Color Rush Wonder Bread sandwich on Brian Hoyer in this game, which is what we've been waiting for from Clay and Pep for a long time. And it is unfortunate. I thought Brian Hoyer was playing some good ball. I'm going to wait for a minute and let the feed catch up. But yeah, love it or leave it. The Wonder Bread sandwich in the Color Rush uniform, folks. I thought that was awesome. And again, you know, it was a shame that Hoyer, I really would have rather won this game with Hoyer at the quarterback position. But hey, I thought that was fantastic. All right, folks, that's love it or leave it for the day. I got to get some coffee. I'm getting a little worked up. Chad says he loves it. And Tammy says kind of felt bad about that. And, you know, that's just one of those things. I mean, you know, this is the game of football. This is a main sport. But, yeah, I felt like feed is getting jerky again. So I will talk very slowly. But yeah, you looked at this front line of this defense. Remember, we were so banged up in the defensive backfield. We talked about this before the game, in the show before the game, about how our defensive front was going to have to kind of make things happen and make things very difficult for Hoyer. And of course, we didn't anticipate, nor do we revel in the fact that we made it so difficult. I mean, when they smacked him to the ground, it broke his arm. But the violence of this game is just there. You know, it's not something and Chad says it's going to happen, and that's exactly right. You know, it's going to happen. Things like this do happen. Look at our team. You know, look at Eddie Lacy. And this looks like possibly a Ty Montgomery-esque ankle injury now on IR. So, all right. What's the story with the thank you, Brad. I'm going to mention that. But yeah, I love the Wonder Bread sandwich, and I would have this team wear the Color Rush uniforms again just to see the Wonder Bread sandwich once again. This is it's going to be mirrored for you on your screen, but this is a part the handle broke on actually both of these. This is the I Am Your Father Darth Vader mug, and it comes with a smaller mug that has Anakin on it, and it says, Your powers are weak, old man, is what the other one says. So I bought this for my youngest son, the guy he was the one who plays soccer, and he won the championship this year. And I have the I Am Your Father mug, and then he, every time I mention it, responds with, your powers are weak, old man. So that's what it is. All right, guys. Well, we got to talk about predictions a little bit, because every time after the game we talk about predictions and we leave a little space in the comments. Dan, I think, is saying don't cut yourself. Yeah, it's not really as sharp as you'd expect from ceramic, so I need to glue that sucker up, but I just haven't. It's funny because both the mugs have broken like that. All right, Brian's asking if we'd get another running back. I think we're going to let Knile Davis settle in. I was not impressed. We knew that his average going into this game is 3.3 a carry. I'll tell you what I love about Knile Davis. You got a thumbs up if you agree with this. Here's what I love about him. Because number one, there is nowhere near a big enough sample size with like the one carry to make a determination how he's going to work out. So I was unimpressed with the performance, but you know, part of that is the fact that he's had 2 days to learn the offense. But what I love about him is his attitude. This guy is so excited to be here. Part of the reason he's excited to be here is because he would never have touched a football in Kansas City. We know that. But I do love it when the guy gets out there and he just slathered praise on the offensive line. And I I love the guy's attitude right now. He is an intelligent guy. If he can get out there and be serviceable, I've got to think he can be as good as James Starks right now. He can do some things out of the backfield, but now we get a little extra time for him to settle into the offense. And of course, we're going to have to call upon him. So the proof is in the pudding, and we're going to see against Atlanta probably whether we've got something here. Again, performance-wise, I really was not impressed. But I do love the guy's attitude, and he's an intelligent. I think he's going to pick up the offense, and hopefully he can contribute because we're going to need him. He's going to be pressed into service as well. Let's see. Definitely be as good as Starks. Yeah, I think so. I mean, man, I was one of the ones. I got to say this, you guys, if you watch my show, I was happy we signed Starks back because you got to give credit to Starks when you talk about the 2010 season. And even last year was his career year. And then this year, what happened? I mean, this was not a good year for him. So we'll see. Nate is saying Niall is explosive. We'll just wait and see. And that's exactly right. And the fact of the matter is, right, Nate? You can thumbs up if you agree with me. The fact of the matter is, look at the way Ezekiel Elliott is playing at the Dallas Cowboys. Maybe he is an elite runner, but I'll say one thing that is absolutely certain is he has an elite offensive line. And I think the Packers' offensive line can hold up with anyone in the league right now. And that's what you heard from Niall Davis after the game is he said it was a beautiful thing back there. Just the way that our offensive line blocked up for him. And you've got to think, and you have to give some mad props. And let's do a heart right now for an offensive line, because the offensive line must be part of the reason that Ty Montgomery had 60 yards on the ground and a long of 30. That has to be part of the equation. Part of the equation is the defense not stacking the box. Nobody's going to stack the box against Ty Montgomery. Another part of the equation is, of course, you have to give mad props to Ty Montgomery. We don't want to take anything away from the guy, but we have to heart right now our offensive line that is going out there and getting the job done. In a lot of ways, this was the kind of offensive performance that just says that, yes, the competition is going to get harder, but yes, also, we have some skilled players that can get the job done. We are missing a bunch of guys, but we've got a lot of grit, and we are not going softly into the night on offense. And that is what I liked about this game against the Chicago Bears. That's the mic drop for the day. I like the fact that this offense is not in any way, shape, or form ready to give up on this season. They are not saying the sky is falling. They are not thinking that the bottom has dropped out. They are going to fight. The coaching staff is going to put together the best offense they possibly can with the people available. If we can get a guy like Niall Davis to get in here who is excited because he knows he's going to touch the football. If you've played the running back position, think back if you've played the running back position, just how you had to curb your enthusiasm every time the play call came your way, and the play call in the huddle. And the ball's coming your way. And there is something about that feeling. Well, that is the feeling Niall Davis is going to get a lot of, and we're going to have a chance to see how he can do. But I am loving the fact that this offense is not ready to quit. They are not ready to believe that the sky is falling. Brian is out there saying, send Janice deep on every play. Janice and Davis, or, we also got Davis out there who's done some damage. He hasn't been able to pull one in yet, but... Precious has been adorned. Yes, that's right. Man, I am start being prepared in the second half of games the rest of the year. I think the offense actually, the second half was our good half this time around. That was kind of an interesting flip-flop to me. We'll see how it goes moving forward. Is Jackson, well, that's a good question, and we're going to find out what the situation is. How long is Cookout is also being asked. All right, this is probably worth stopping for a minute and thinking about the guys we're going to get back, because we know, Shields, we're probably figuring out, that we're probably thinking that we're not going to see him now. We've got this, maybe Lacey comes back. I don't know. Cook is supposed to come back, but again, he's had ankle injuries in the past. Now it's another ankle injury. We need Cook. Here's the thing. This is one of the things that I love, another graphic that I love that they brought up, and it was, I guess it was in the second quarter maybe, but they talked about the fact, and you guys know this, that we always talk about Aaron Rodgers having like 5 seconds in the pocket like it's a good thing. And every time he gets 5 seconds, I am sitting there. I guarantee you can sit in my living room and listen. Every time he is dancing around the pocket and we're going to have a 5-second wait before he throws the ball, I guarantee it will be an incomplete pass. Jared's saying 7 to 8 weeks for Shields. Yeah, I got to think the guys, I don't know. This is a good question. You know, heart goes out to Shields, but you know he's been thinking about retirement. He said that he's not considering it. So we'll hope we get him back, but it's hard to say. Rob is saying Lacy has played his last snap as a Packer now, and you think about that too, because if he can't play out this season, is Ted Thompson going to sign him next year? So that was one of my major concerns, because Lacy was on pace. He was in a fantastic position to win himself a contract. He was playing his heart out. He was playing well. This injury changes everything. So yes, it's a good point. Got the comment that we messed up getting Davis. I do not agree with that. I mean, who else? I mean, you got to get somebody in there. We certainly can't rely on Ty Montgomery, because we've got to bring somebody in. So you got to have feed me somebody that we're going to bring in. I mean, you might go back to Spiller or whatever. Maybe we overlooked him. I can understand that. So at any rate, we are hoping to get some people back at this point. But it's very interesting that most of the injuries we're looking at, or a lot of the injuries to key players that we're looking at, are ones that come with no promises. That sucks. That's the part to me that just really sucks. All right. Again, the comment being made, maybe we'll get most of our people back in that early postseason. And I'm a little concerned about the postseason in general now, because the Vikings are moving ahead. If the Vikings take the division, we're fighting for a wild card spot there, and anything can happen. At that point, we've got to be concerned about whether or not we make the playoffs. Now, again, last night was a good game, but it was a good game against a very not good team. So we've got to be careful. Aaron says Lucy is great when he has a running start before the ball's handled him. I just had to read that one because you accidentally put Lucy, Aaron. So it's just, Lacy. I wish Lacy had been able to play this season out, because, number one, it would have really upped our chances. Our team was better when he was out on the field. That's right. Uh-oh, we got a Vikings fan on there saying, let's go Vikings. Go Pack! Everybody put up a heart or something for Go Pack Go right now, and we'll just let them know. So at any rate, we're going to talk about, I was going to do some stats. I guess I'll hold off on that because it's going to get too long otherwise. But prediction-wise, we have to take a moment, and I have a feeling there's some people out there that actually nailed this prediction. I mean, 26-10 is a little bit of an odd score, but if you nailed the score in your prediction on the noggin, right now is your chance to get on the comment line and brag about yourself. You can say how you are better than everyone else, how you are smarter than everyone else. Last night, okay, so here's the deal, right? We go in at 26, and I'm texting Tom. I don't know if you're out there right now, but my buddy Tom, and his prediction for the Packers was 27. I had 28. We had a score of 26. So I'm sitting there watching Mason Crosby line up for the field goal, and I know when he puts that field goal through, that's going to be 31, which means it's too many for Tom, and I am right in the zone. I was so happy, and then we miss the freaking field goal. Oh, man, a missed field goal, missed extra point. I mean, come on. But for crying out loud. But I was pretty close. I had the Packers with 28. Wow, we got Jacob out there. I said 27-10. Don't be lying to me now, Jacob. That's freaking awesome. Except that you said the Bears were going to win. So, I mean, that just wasn't. No, great job, dude. Nice job. All right. See you, Jared. Who else was close? Who else nailed the prediction on the noggin? I thought that there were. Virginia says the Crosby misses were very surprising. I am going to be looking at those very closely because if you will recall, I said the day after we got rid of Mastey and Mortel, and the day we brought Shum in, I got on here and I said this. I said, Shum is of the most boneheaded move yet of the offseason. I said, the big problem we're going to have with him is not that he can't punt the ball, which he can't. He had another good day, I think 46-yard average, so he's had 2 in a row, 2 good games, 2 good punts. But I said he's going to mishandle a snap, and we're going to miss field goals and extra points, and that's where my real problem with this move lies. So we will see what happens, but you can guarantee I'm going to be taking a really good look at that and look at it really close. However, I'm going to have to remain objective because it may have been Mason Crosby's fault. I looked at the alignment in that. I thought the alignment in that snap was off. Just at first blush, I thought the alignment in that snap was off, to be quite honest. But we will see coming up. And I will. If I'm right, I'll talk about it. If I'm not, I probably just won't say anything. So Ron Pitts is mentioning 2 touchdowns dropped in the end zone. Yeah, there we go. I mean, I got to give credit to the defense on that first one that Randall Cobb dropped. That was... Aaron had to throw it. He basically had to throw it behind him, which, I think it was Phil Simms was he was talking about how he needed to throw it behind him because he was well covered. Well, he was covered from behind. So none of that really made any sense to me, but it was one of those almost plays. And it also is one of those that I really didn't fault Randall Cobb for. But all right, I'm going to close it up, guys. Did anybody else nail the prediction on the noggin? Because we had to predict yesterday morning. And some of them are just getting on. Nancy, hi there from Iowa. All right. Josh is saying Taylor got shoved back into the kicker. All right. Well, guys, tomorrow, I guess we've got an extended period of time. So probably tomorrow what I'll do is we'll do some green line, red line, circle the stat type of stuff on what happened last night again. Maybe pick out a few things. Obviously, the ones that are obvious, we already know. The fact that, Aaron Rodgers got back on track. The fact that we had 3 receivers with 10 or more catches. This is all good news. And a lot of it came down to the fact that we were getting the ball out faster. In the first half, we still saw that same, and I'm going to talk about this a lot. We are right on the line where our receivers are not getting enough separation, but also because of that, Aaron Rodgers is afraid to get the ball out. Sometimes, obviously, as a receiver, you need to get separation, but also as a quarterback in the NFL, the windows are this big. Sometimes you have to throw your wide receivers open. So again, we're going to talk a little bit about that, but we'll do that tomorrow. Folks, if you haven't gotten on firefan.com and typed in the promo code Get the Ring, GETTHERING, go do it right now, guys. It's going to be fun. We have this new game coming out. You're going to play live with the Packers. I talked about it yesterday. It's going to be therapy for any losses. Even if our team doesn't win, you can still win if you play this game. So we're right behind it. We're so excited. Coming up here in October. So, all right, I will let you go. Let's take a look. I got a few interesting comments. A little gleam in Aaron's eyes in the fourth quarter. He's still there, guys. All right. And that's good to see. That the first half we saw him still with the sort of the angry face on, and it's great to see that. It's great to see that go away and the smile come back. Have a little bit of fun. Tim Welch is saying too much rotation, and I'm afraid that we're going to be sort of stuck with that. Started off slow in the first quarter. Yeah, these are important points. All right, well, I'm going to let you guys go for the day. I hope you have a great Friday, and it's time for a weekend. Be safe, have fun, and go Pack.